I hope you're really well today, and this is John, your pronunciation and accents coach, and right here you can get a better British accent. So, today we're going to focus on the traditional accent features and words and phrases of the county of Hampshire. The main source of information for this video is a glossary of Hampshire words and phrases by the Reverend Sir William H. Cope. You can access the book from Google Books. The link is in the description. Now, here's a question. A great big wasp is in the chimney. How would you say that? Watch the video to find out. Now, you'll begin to see a pattern in the traditional accents of different nearby counties, such as Kent and Sussex, if you take a look at my other videos in the series. So let's begin with a Hampshire fact file. Hampshire, or Hants, as it is also known by, is on the south coast of England. There are two big cities, namely Southampton and Portsmouth. In fact, I went to university in Southampton, and I spent my early years living in Hampshire too. Now, let's take a look at the rather unique traditional Hampshire vocabulary. So, the word for squirrel is skug. Apparently, let's go skug hunting was a common phrase in Hampshire. Poor skugs. Okay, so let's now turn to the traditional Hants accent with features from a book written in 1883. Please bear that in mind. Firstly, let's look at the consonant sounds. Here we can divide the sounds into what we say in standard Southern British English, for example, wasp, and what the Hampshire pronunciation was, for example, wops. Here's a look at the best of Hants sounds. Feature 1 is transpositioning. This is where we change the order of the letters so that great would be girt, and ask would be axe, plus clasp would be claps, and waps for wasp. Feature 2 is substituting or adding consonants, where we use other existing English letters to substitute or add additional letters to the words. So, for example, parsnips would be pasmits, turnip becomes termit, and chimney becomes chimley. Here's an example sentence if you'd like to practice the regional Hampshire accent. A great big wasp is in the chimney becomes a girt big waps is in the chimley. To be honest, some of the language is difficult to understand at all, as this is how not using articles is explained. They say that the standard back then was be Esther going to the fair becomes be Esther gwine to Vier, which means, in modern English, are you going to the fair? Hampshire folk like to change the endings of words too, some folks even turning house into housen. And also the Hampshire accent was rhotic, just like Sussex and Kent. This means you pronounce the R sound. And finally, Hampshire accents today. Hampshire has had a steady stream of Londoners since the Second World War, and so with other counties in the south and southeast, it would be fair to say that estuary English is now found in these parts. Received pronunciation, which has always been the accent of the usually rich and well educated, and said to be spoken by only 3% of the whole British population, can also be found in Hampshire. The modern standard in these parts would be Standard Southern British English, which is the accent I'm speaking right now. I have already made videos on all three of those ways of speaking, and you can find them in the links in the description, of course. Now, I hope you like this video, and I hope you now know a lot more about the Hampshire regional accents than before. It was a pleasure doing the video for you, and now all I need to say is say see you later and stay connected. Bye bye. Now where's that big waps? I hope it's not around here.